You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm my friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Raw with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. And yes, I know, not a normal time, yada, 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 but we had to get on here and give you a couple updates, man. Watched me a high school football game, a pretty big one over the weekend, so I wanted to share my thoughts with that, and Mello as well. But Mello, how you doing, dude?
Man, I'm great. I can't even lie. This has been one of the better days in the past couple of months. I mean, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. I know what's coming on Saturday. Ohio State, I'm very confident that it's going to be a big-time win for us.
Yeah. We're going to get into that for sure this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to have shows. We're going to give our preseason thoughts and awards out like we did last year. We're going to get into specifics of the game a little bit more. So going to be a good week for Buckeye content over here on Scoop and Buckeye Boys. So we appreciate you guys for joining us. Mika, Vader, what's up? Nice to see y'all in the chat. Chris, Russ. Get enough of the regulars in here, man. We're going to ask us a little trivia question tonight because that's what we do, man. So let's get rolling with it, man. Obviously, everybody's already heard what Chris Henry Jr. did and all that stuff. They've seen all the highlights. Well, I got a little bit of our own highlights here, got some pictures taken, but it was St. Thomas Aquinas in Mater Dei. Went head-to-head this weekend, and then Shamadad Madonna. And another team played afterwards.
Maryland.
Yeah, I did not stay for the St. Francis game, but I did watch it on. TV. But you know, you look at this recruiting class: 21 commits, 9th in the nation, 5 average recruiting, and man, it's just every day I turn on YouTube, I just hear it's like doomsday, man, with this recruiting class, and I'm just not there. I'm not even close to there. We saw what all these Buckeyes did in this class. I mean, Jaden Ricketts, the Ohio commit, everybody thinks is the 5th receiver in the class and expected him to leave and all that. I don't know if you guys watched what he did or not. Didn't even play the full game, but the dude is electric. We saw Kari Wilder out there in California just dominating. I mean, he is one of the best defensive linemen. You could argue that he's the best defensive lineman in this class with what he's putting on film. So there are a lot of good players. I did watch Luke Fahey, watched his game. He looked good, man. He can get out of that pocket, throw some good passes. And then Chris Henry Jr., Caden Dixon Wyatt, and a potential other Buckeye. Let's start off with the potential other Buckeye. Give me your thoughts, Mello, because I know you watched the game as well on television. Danny Lang.
Love him.
Let me hear your thoughts.
I love that kid. He is a dog. I want him in his class. He's as a corner, he has everything you want. He has that David Igbinosun attitude, but he has the speed. He has the length. He plays the ball well. He gets his head around. And he's not the biggest dude, but he will come up and he will stick you. He will hit you and put you in the dirt. He'll rap fundamentally, but he's going to hit you hard. He's running right through you. So I love this kid. I can't wait. I hope he's a Buckeye. I know over the summer, him and Jameer Brown were going at it, and they had Zone 6 out there and BIA out there just gassing it up, hyping it up, talking trash to each other to the point where him and Jameer were like chirping and getting chippy with it. And he, at the end of the camp, he was like, yeah, I'm more than likely going to end up playing here. And I think it's a great possibility. We just got to, you never know in this NIL world, but all things equal, I mean, I love where the Buckeyes sit with him, and he's definitely a lockdown corner.
Yeah, man, I love his attitude. He was one of the better players on the field. You know, you look at him and you might think, dang, not sure I was going to do with his size. Because I stood beside him. He's about my height, about 6 foot, maybe 6'1", a little bit taller. But, you know, you don't worry about that in high school because when he gets in the weight room with Mick here at Ohio State, we'll see what he does. But he's definitely got the skills. He's got the aggression. He's got the attitude. And he's what, you know, Tim Walton looks for in his corners, man. He is sticky. And as you can see, I pulled this up. He was the only one on the team warming up, just decked out in Ohio State stuff. I mean,
and look who's standing behind him.
Yeah,
big dog, Chris Simmons.
Yeah. And spoke with a couple people from Mater Dei, a couple family members possibly, and Danny Lang is in love with the Buckeyes, but. Oh man, long way to go, but he's a guy to keep an eye on, and I think the Buckeyes are really interested in. So to get into the next one that I watched, Caden Dixon-Wyatt, one of my favorite prospects in this class. Here's one of the reasons why. The only player out there in the field that did this, by the way. I watched all the teams come out, all the players, and I look over in the corner, and I'm like, oh, dude, look at that, man. There's somebody over there, and lo and behold, it's Caden Dixon-Wyatt down there in the end zone praying. And I think he gets overshadowed by what Chris Henry Jr. did. But when I was watching him in person, he was open a lot. He was open dang near every play. He is fast, and he is quick after the catch. I got a couple shots I took. I want you to pay attention to Caden Dixon-Wyatt after the catch. You know, gets another additional 5 yards with that quick little move. I'll play it one more time.
Yeah, he's on the far side.
Yeah, the far side of the field. I mean, absolutely skated around that dude. That guy had no chance,
quick, bro. And he goes from 0 to 60 in like half a second.
Yeah. Now watch this one. This one's a little bit closer. Hopefully I click on the right. Yeah. Yeah. You see his elusiveness right there. I'll play it one more time. Yeah. I mean, the defender was in his face as he was catching that. And he managed to juke him out of his shoes. And that was every play. He didn't get the ball a lot. You know, Mater Dei's quarterback, the Wisconsin commit, threw some good passes. But, you know, like any high school quarterback, got some things to work on. I didn't feel
let's stay right there, though. You know what I wanted to see? What I thought Ohio State might have done, but I don't know if Luke Fahey, maybe Stilly Mack could tell us, if Luke Fahey's school is like in Northern California or in SoCal. Because if I'm Ohio State, I'm asking Luke, go transfer to Mater Dei, be the quarterback to 2 future Buckeyes and possibly a 3rd or 4th, right? And I think he's a much better quarterback than Mater Dei. I just have to be honest. The Mater Dei quarterback had a rough day. It was a little up and down. He had his moments. He's a teenager, obviously, but he definitely looked like a Wisconsin quarterback.
Yeah, that's just the hard truth of it. I would agree with you wholeheartedly. Caden Dixon-Wyatt was open a lot. Joyce, number 52, Tommy Toey. I did not say his name right at all. The big Samoan. Holy crap, dude.
He's a dude.
The USC commit. Yeah.
That's and Chris Henry
Jr. Yeah, Tom. Him and Chris Henry Jr. were the 2 best players on the field. When Tom injured his shoulder, he got taken out of the game, and that's when St. Thomas Aquinas started making their comeback. But then they just put Tom back in, and he is unstoppable. I mean, huge, quick. USC is getting a defensive lineman.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
And I know why Caden Dixon-Wyatt's mom and Epi's dad are trying to get him to flip to Ohio State. I mean, that would be a massive flip, literally and figuratively. And shout out to Matt. Mission Viejo is in SoCal. So, like, I wish they would have got Luke Fahey to transfer to Mater Dei.
Yeah. Yeah, with those weapons, you know. Just to give you guys an example, man, I mean, you know, Mark Bowman, you know, the 5-star tight end everybody's talking about, I mean, he looks the part. Like, he had some good plays on special teams, run down, made a really solid tackle. And, you know, I mean, not every player is going to like stand out, but he didn't do anything special. You know, he didn't that game. He is a heck of a prospect. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, we're dealing in such small margins with
Mm-hmm.
these 5-star, 4-star, and the only player, if I'm honest about myself, the only two players that I saw on the field that stood out like a lot from everybody else was Chris Henry Jr. and Tom Tom. Like, they just looked like they were playing with, little kids. And then that next step, you had Danny Lang, you had Caden Dixon Wyatt, you had a couple other players that you could just tell. There was another number 9 on Modern Day, plays nickel. Man, I want the Buckeyes to get him, dude. He was all over the field as well.
I wasn't really paying attention. So when they were on defense, I was paying attention to Tom Tom and obviously Danny Lang. And I don't understand what St. Thomas Aquinas was doing. They kept trying Danny Lang, and it was like, dude, do you not get the picture? It's not going to work. But I had a question for you.
Yeah,
we didn't get to see Justice Fitzpatrick play. You saw him up close and personal. How did he look physically? And Mark Bowman, how did he look physically? Like the statue.
Fitzpatrick is a beast. Fitzpatrick looks different than any other corner that was there. I mean, he was injured, obviously limping around pretty good, but you could tell he's a D1 commit, man. He is built, dude. He looks different. Yeah, but I don't know, how he moves. Obviously didn't get to see him. And Mark Bowman, I mean, physically he didn't stand out to me, right? He just didn't, but different scheme. They schemed him up pretty good to keep him out of the game and whatnot. But I mean, like, again, physically, Tom Tom and Chris Henry Jr., Chris Henry Jr. is 6'6", dude. Every bit of 6'6". He is not 6'5". I shook his hand, standing right next to him, and I'm like this, dude, like staring up at him. And his
little brother got to go to Ohio State to play basketball. He got offered.
Yeah. So I got to run over here and grab something. Start talking about the next one, the number 1 wide receiver in the nation, who is not on Flip Watch at all. His mom had a custom Ohio State jersey with number 15. His whole family was there, decked out in Ohio State gear. Rivals, I mean, dude, I cannot stand that stuff from these recruiting sites, dude. Respect these recruits. Stop trying to make these recruits look like their word means nothing. Stop trying to make them look like those kind of people just because you want clicks, man. These are real people. They live real lives. They don't need help from adults because you guys want clicks. You want to act like he said Texas and Oregon are still trying to contact him, like that means anything. Of course, way more teams are trying to contact him. But, I mean, give it a rest, Rivals. You're grown men. Stop making teenagers. How many times does Chris Henry Jr. need to shut down his recruitments for you guys to get it through your thick skulls, dude? Grow up a little bit. These are kids in high school. Grow up. I mean, get over yourself, dude.
Man, I love when Dev gets like this. Normally it's me, but I don't know if Dev is tracking that. Rivals and Con 3 have joined forces, so they're one and the same, one entity. So, I mean,
I am.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
And what Con 3 doesn't understand is when we talk to these parents or they're in our inbox, they hate them. They flat out hate Con 3.
Yes.
I mean, it's just what it is. The recruits don't like you. They use you because they have to as a necessary evil. But if they didn't have to use you or need to rely on you to help, like, with them in the initial phases of their recruiting, they wouldn't have anything to do with you because you guys lie all the time. Just like Devin said, to get clicks. If you can see that, for instance, you messed up a whole thing for Aaron Thomas and his family, something that they've been doing their entire life, is go back and watch a Florida State game. You tried to flip it and make it like they were taking a visit there, like they might be flipping. And to the point where they're in our inbox saying, oh, we're going to cancel the visit. We're not even going to go. And we're like, no, don't let them ruin what you do as a family. Go do your thing. Like, Con 3 is a joke, straight up.
And then Steve, the Will Fong whip around today. They even said it on YouTube. The title was "Who Ohio State is Going to Flip," and they start off the show by talking about how they had a reporter that talked to Chris Henry Jr. and he's a possible flip that Chris Henry Jr. is keeping open communication with these schools. He always has and he always will until signing day. And if Chris Henry Jr. goes out and has a really good season, these other schools, Texas and Oregon, are going to come in with offers. So they literally say on their show, don't sleep on Texas and don't count Texas out for Chris Henry Jr.
You could count him out.
This is a grown man calling a teenager a liar. Chris Henry Jr. shut down his recruitment. I don't know how many times he shut down his recruitment at this point in time, but it's just like, bro, let him be. Let him enjoy high school. Let him enjoy his commitment. And let his word stand for what it says. He doesn't need grown adults trying to make him out to be a liar. I've just had enough of it, dude. It just gets old. Like,
and it's so sad.
There are
because
some.
I used to respect Steve Wiltfong, but ever since we started doing this and actually talking directly to parents and families, I realized that he's such full of shit. Like, I'm sorry for cursing, but he is.
Yeah, man.
He really is. He's full of it.
Yeah. I seen B Moses in the chat. Caleb, what's up, brother? See you guys in the chat, man.
Tyler, what's up?
Yeah, Chris Henry Jr. I mean, let me just do this real fast first. I'll play you. You guys have seen. I missed his best catch, the no-look catch over the shoulder.
Yeah.
I was talking to, before I get into Chris Henry, there is a freshman offensive lineman that plays for Mater Dei.
This is a nugget. Hold up. We got to introduce this. This is a nugget. Nobody else has this. So you guys are going to want to pay attention.
I'm not going to give his name right now.
Yeah, don't give the name, but just
he's the second biggest dude on the field. Didn't get to play much. He's a freshman. He's going to be a Buckeye, and he's going to be on this show. That's all I'll say for now. But we'll get him on here. We'll get his grandparents on here. Amazing people. He was wearing Ohio State cleats, and I'm like, who is that dude? And I was sitting right beside his grandparents. Had a big long talk. Obsessed with the Buckeyes. I'm talking about like loves the Buckeyes. But anyway, here we go. Chris Henry Jr.
Yes, sir.
There's one.
There we go.
Now, I thought that one was a touchdown, but it wasn't. But I mean, this one here, let me play the first one again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at the concentration. Yeah. That's we're gonna get him on the show at some point in time, and talk about some recruiting stuff. That's the recruiting guru right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
You guys need to follow Caleb. If you're not following Caleb, I don't know what you're doing with your life. If you're following Con 3 or 247 and not Caleb, then you're tripping.
Dude. Yeah. If you're a Buckeye, you want some recruiting, some real recruiting intel, go follow Caleb for sure, man. He's on the Scoop message board as well right now. That's the right Caleb, right? Caleb, that's you, right?
That is him.
Just want to make sure. But let's go back to this one. Look at the concentration. The dude is 6'6". Look at the body control and look at the concentration, man, in this case.
Battle. Yes, sir.
Now, I mean, that's a 6'6" dude burning a 6-foot corner, a 4-star corner, by the way. I don't know his name, but all of St. Thomas Aquinas' secondary was 4 stars and above. I mean, that's what everybody was talking about. But burnt him. You know what I'm saying? So you see the concentration, you see the body control. That's like the elusiveness of a 6'6" receiver. And then you have this, right? Is this the right one here? Yeah, and then you have this play. This is just big.
There we go.
Should I start it right now? Should I just start it? As soon as he gets up next year, right? Next year is going to be him and JJ. He's going to be a full 2 years off of his ACL injury. He's going to be back 100%. He's not even 100% right now in terms of his speed and stuff. It takes about 2 years. All you're going to hear is JJ and Randy Moss. Imagine JJ and Randy Moss playing together. And I know I shouldn't be saying it, but I mean, dude, that's Randy Moss 2.0. Like, who is going to stop the passing game next year?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about putting the link in the chat, seeing if Caleb wants to come on, because people are asking where to follow him at, and I don't know where to tell him. But Caleb, if you want to come on here,
we're going to
not. I understand it's too late. We're going to drop this in the chat. If you want to come on and tell people where to follow you at and stuff, you can. It's in there. No biggie. If not, it's spur of the moment late. We're about done. We're about out of here, but come on, man, if you want to. But yeah, Chris Henry Jr. is what wide receiver is better than him? And don't forget, I mean, I think ESPN still has him as like the number 4 overall player. They're the only ones that didn't move him, but he clearly came back from his injury very, very well. And he just looks like a boss man. He is absolutely, dominant what he does. He's the number 1 player, the number 1 wide receiver in the nation. I don't know how you look at him and you don't automatically move him into top 10 nationally, top 5 nationally. I mean, we're talking about a 6'6" receiver that does stuff like that, plays. I mean, he was going up against, St. Thomas Aquinas is ranked very highly in the nation.
I think they're 6th overall.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty wild. We got Mika.
We can't tell you the DN's name. Seriously. Like when we can, we
will. And listen, let me explain something, man. I hate doing that. Like when I watch other YouTube shows and they say, man, I got something I'm not allowed to say. I should have never even said that to you guys until I was allowed to say his name. I apologize for that. I know how that looks. I don't want to look like that, man. Like next time I'm going to hold it until I can report it all. But out of respect for the recruit and their family, I cannot say his name. I just can't. About a week before he comes and visits, I'll tell you guys his name. And yes, he is coming to visit the Buckeyes. And yes, he is in the 2026 class. So,
and yes, we told you because everybody was freaking about the recruiting. That's why we originally told you. It wasn't to like, we're not sitting here just blowing smoke. And we didn't want to just like blow your head up and then be like, oops, but we're not going to tell. We really weren't supposed to say anything.
Yeah, no. And another point I want to make very clear where my stance is I almost fell into getting worried about this recruiting class, but after watching these players and seeing what these guys are doing, we have a higher average ranking than we had last year. Last year we had 92.26. This year we have 92.46. So one would argue that this class is better than last year's class, except we're just lacking the bodies, right?
Yeah,
to do that.
exactly.
We are recruiting at Ohio State standards, and that's what this class is. We have 21 recruits that rank top 5 nationally. A lot of them are going to shoot up the board. You don't have to believe me, but you'll just see. Mika, recruiting guru. What's up, Mika?
Hello, my boys. What you doing? How you doing?
We're good.
Hey, anytime we get to talk about Ohio State football, it's a dang good day.
Right.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm so excited for this season.
Me too.
Yeah.
I wish it was Saturday.
Yeah, I know, man. Speaking of that, we got Capital City 512, a Texas fan in the chat. Appreciate
talking
you
about Parker Livingston. That's not going to do anything.
He's got Ryan Wingo and
your
all
third
that.
wide receiver handcuffs.
I love it. I want Texas fans in here. Let's start this banter.
Yeah, I just got to tell you, Meek. I got to tell you. So Parker Livingston, right? He's not even their slot. So that means he's going to either have Jermaine Matthews on him or Iggy. Either way, lockdown. He's not doing anything. Your best bet is to talk about DeAndre Moore and attack our nickel.
Hey, Mika, real fast. We got Caleb waiting. Did you want to say something? You just wanted to say hi. What you got for us?
I just wanted to say hi, and people need to quit hating on the recruiting class. We got some studs and some underrated guys that are going to shoot up the rankings. And I know for a fact we got some in-state DEs that are going to get a second look.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree with you, Mika, wholeheartedly. Appreciate you coming in. We'll get you on here next time again and talk some more recruiting.
Love you, Guru.
Love you guys too, always. Go Bucks.
I-O. O-H.
I-O.
Yeah.
Here
the
we
man,
go.
the myth, the legend.
Okay,
what's up, guys?
What's up, dude? What's up, brother?
Man, I don't know. I didn't pick up the name on who was just talking, but there's one linebacker I think Ohio State certainly needs to take a look at, and it's not. It's the one from Massillon, Jaden Williams. I think they need the Cincinnati commit. I think. Mm-hmm. Indiana or Cincinnati, but that kid is wow.
It's Indiana. He's committed to Indiana.
What it is. Yeah. I didn't look at the stats until today, 17 tackles is quite something.
Yeah.
Where's he playing at?
Massillon, Washington, I guess. I don't know.
But Caleb, do we need another linebacker body though? I mean, we got 3 last year. 2 of them are going to be starters with Eli in there as well. And then this year we got Sincere Johnson, CJ Sauna, and then Simeon's going to go down at linebacker for sure. Even though with the Simeon thing, it's really I'm getting really confused there because it's still only Matty G and Tim Walton talking to him. I mean, James Laurinaitis is not who is continuing the conversation with. So I'm confused with Simeon and what exactly is going to happen there.
So I remember when he first originally committed, and that was like the big question still. Like, is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? What is he? Because I know this was before, like y'all like to say, Con 3 and Rivals like became a thing. So Rivals had him listed as a linebacker, and I was like, huh, you know. And I don't know, he could do it, but I talked to him, and he said that he's planning on playing safety at Ohio State, but that was obviously back at his commitment. So I'm not sure if anything's changed there.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I think what it is they're looking at how much he weighs and his size, and that he's going to gain weight while he's there. And he's going to be another Sonny Styles where he's going to outgrow the safety position and then move closer to the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elite Sports. We talked about Danny Lang earlier, but real fast, as of right now, but we have seen things can change. As of right now, Danny Lang is all Buckeyes. I mean, he is locked into the Buckeyes, but and I think at this time next year, this nil thing is going to look a little different than it does this year. So I expect next year to look a little better for the Buckeyes.
Can you drop that nugget without any names or schools or anything?
Oh, no, y'all said nuggets.
Huh?
Oh, sorry.
No, Dev got a real nugget, but I don't know if you can drop it without saying names or schools.
No, I am going to, but I first want to do this. I want to finish up this Chris Henry Jr. talk with Caleb, and I want to get his thoughts on number 1, Caleb, Chris Henry Jr., give us your thoughts. And then number 2, go right into the overall recruiting class this year for Ohio State. We see a lot of Ohio State fans freaking out. Where are you at with that, man?
So Chris Henry, I think, is obviously probably, I would say probably the best receiver in the country, but I don't want to be biased because, Ohio State's the best school in the country. But I think he should obviously be rated, number 1. Tristan Keys is pretty good. There's some other options, just like none of them are 6'6", making plays like that off a torn ACL.
Right.
You don't see that, and he's crazy. And then the recruiting class, I don't think we need to worry. It's just I think the fan base needs to get an idea that as long as Ohio State's winning, we should never worry. I feel like they always figure it out whenever they need to. So I think we'll be good. Yeah. I really like the class though. Like
That's the thing, man. The Buckeye coaching staff, do you really think they're going to sit back if they're not comfortable with their recruiting class and just sit back and accept it? Do you think that's a thing? Ryan Day?
No. Ryan Day would absolutely do something.
Yeah. It's just not going to happen, man. So they need to get a body at defensive end, and they need to get corner or a safety. And I trust that they're going to figure it out. They're going to get it done. They're either going to loop back around or they're going to reevaluate. They're going to get it done, man. I know they are.
I agree. I think one edge name to watch though is Parker Krim. I forget. He's pretty good, just the size, and I think the production's what's holding him back. But if he can put up some solid production this year, I don't know.
Is that an Ohio defensive end?
Yeah, he's an in-state kid. I forget what school he committed to though. I think it's Buffalo. Gotcha. Pick North. That's what it is. No, that's Malachi Irvin. I keep getting these kids confused.
What about Malachi Irving? What about him? I keep hearing his name.
I like that one too. I like that one too. He's pretty good.
What size? Do you guys know their sizes? Because I'm not tracking, to be honest.
I know Malachi's 6'3", not the tall. At least if I remember, not the tallest defensive end.
Yeah, he's more shorter.
Yeah,
he's more. Yeah. He's pretty good, though.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Caleb, man, I don't know your timeline. Me and Mello probably got another 10 minutes on here. You're more than welcome to continue the discussion with us. I'm going to talk about something that I was told today in regards to the team up north and in regards to how some of these other schools, how they're skating by these nil rules and stuff. You want to hang around for that, or do you got to get?
I mean, I don't got to get, but I'll let y'all continue y'all show. Since y'all show, man. I'll let y'all get back into it.
Hey,
Let
man.
them know where they can find you, brother.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter, and I guess Instagram. I'm not really anywhere else besides there.
Yeah.
What's your handle?
Aren't you on the Scoop message board?
Oh, there too. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. The handle on Twitter should be Caleb_Longhurst, and then there should be like links and all that in the bio there, so you should be able to find me there.
Gotcha.
But I
No,
appreciate
this is
y'all.
not. This is not funky. Somebody in the chat's asking if you're
No.
funky. I
No, I
promise
am
you,
not
he is
funky.
not funky.
I'm not funky.
No.
No
But
way.
yeah, Caleb, appreciate you joining, man. We'll get you back on for sure.
Of course, appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Thank
Stay
you,
blessed,
Caleb.
brother. OH.
IO.
Yep. Caleb joined the Scoop team, man. I've been following him on Twitter and stuff. Noticed follows recruiting and their families, and very passionate about it, and seems to do it the right way, man. Lets the recruit talk.
I've been following him for a couple of years, actually.
Yeah.
Like the dude is legit, straight up. He's legit. If
Yeah.
you're not following him, if you're in the recruiting, you need to be following Caleb.
Yeah. So what I have here, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. This isn't going to really surprise people, but the source I got it from.
Don't reveal them.
This is a fact. What I'm about to say. I mean,
you can take it to the bank. Put it that way. That's how big of a fact it is.
Yeah. Let me just do it like this. Like there are schools with billionaire donors, right? The big time donors and these donors are going like around the school, and they are sending these recruits to like their mansions or some of their properties that they have, and doing things on the side that they're taking the school out of the equation here, right? Is what they're doing. And that's against the rules, but they just don't care. They have so much money, and then what is the CSC or the NCAA going to do about it? They're not going to do anything. So yes, I know of a certain situation with a certain 5-star that just recently signed. This big time donor put him and his family on a private jet, took him to his mansion and let them do whatever. And some little side deals going on there. No, I knew that was happening, but I never got confirmation. I never knew. I did a little bit of digging and then got verified confirmation, at least in that particular instance, that it is going on. So you always hear these stories, and I never believe them until I can confirm them. Well, I confirmed this one in a pretty wild way. Like it's confirmed. So it is happening. It is going on. And that is what Ohio State is fighting against. Ohio State will not do that. Ohio State is just not going to do that. These other desperate teams are. I know of one for sure. And we do not like that school. I'll just tell you that.
And they cheat already anyway. And I mean, they just got away with murder in terms of cheating. So, I mean, they're not worried about this. And honestly, they shouldn't worry about it because nothing's going to come of it.
And let me make one thing pretty clear to y'all. You guys might not like this, but if I ever heard of Ohio State doing something like that, I would dig, I would find out, and I would report on it. I've yet to hear that. They are following these rules to a T. So, yeah, that's what I got, man. I'm actually going to find out if I'm allowed to just come out and say what's up because I want to really bad, but that's information. That's enough information, honestly, for y'all. That's something that we've kind of known, but I got it confirmed. So pretty wild. That's what Ohio State's going up against. They're going up against billionaires that are making deals on the side and flying recruits all over the place and having a good time. And you just can't compete with that, man. If everybody's not on the same level playing field, then teams that win natties are going to win natties, and teams that, are in a lot of trouble with the NCAA and normally wouldn't be a landing place for some of these recruits are now a landing place for some of these recruits. But Don't give a dang, man. It's football season, dude. It's time to shut up and put your money where your mouth is, dude. Time for these Buckeyes to get on the field. Texas, bro. Oh my God, dude. I can't even explain. So me and Mello tomorrow or sometime, we're going to do 2 different shows. One show is going to be us going over the Buckeyes roster and giving our most valuable awards, giving our bold predictions on how many touchdown and receiving yards Cardell Tate is going to have, Jeremiah Smith. We're going to go through all of that. And then the next day, we're going to dive into, the actual battle, Texas, Ohio State, go through each position group, talk about who's facing who, what do we think is going to happen there. And then finally give a score prediction, man. So that's what we're going to do. We've got a loaded week coming up. There's a chance we get Caden Dixon-White and Chris Henry on here. There is that chance. I told you guys I was going to interview them. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. So real fast before we get to this thing, man, I had an interview scheduled with them. Both knew it. I talked to them after the game, and they were willing to do it. But what I saw was 2 high school kids getting absolutely mobbed by kids, by adults, by reporters, by everything else. And they couldn't even make it to the locker room to celebrate with their team. And I just didn't have the heart to hold them back even longer, because Caden stayed back because he told me he was going to do an interview with me. And he was like, he would have done it, but I just couldn't do it, man. I wanted them to go enjoy this W, have a high school experience, and not be stuck out. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't fall in that. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I will not be going to these high school games and interviewing any high school players after their game. Doesn't feel right. I can't do it. I'll get their contact information if they want to come on the show later. I'll do it. But I will keep videoing highlights and pictures and all that stuff. So I'm sorry, y'all. I just I can't do that after a game to these guys. They get mobbed enough already, and I'm just not going to be in that group. I just couldn't do it. So, Mel, anything to add to that?
No, I agree. You have a big heart, man. You could have took advantage of it like everybody else, just looking out for themselves. But we genuinely care for these kids, especially when you commit to Ohio State. Like, you're basically family. Even though we're not a part of the team, we feel like an extension of the team. And we talk to some kids that are in the program. We talk to parents that are in the program whose kids are in the program. So we have a heart. And talking to those parents offline, you realize these are regular humans. That's why we're so passionate about going at Con 3, even though we're just a small little YouTube channel. Eventually, other channels are going to catch on and do the same thing, because how they treat these kids and how they lie, they just blatantly lie. It's not like, oh, we had source or we heard this. No, you're lying. They're just flat out lying about these kids. So it gets to us. It gets on our nerves, because we're adults. They're adults that are reporting, and you're lying on kids, literally. Like, it's disgraceful. I lost a lot of respect for Will Fong. I really had a lot for him. But, like, Con 3, Will Fong, all of them, I have no respect for them.
No, man. And it's them twisting their words. Like, when you press a kid like Chris Henry and ask, when you say, hey, this is probably what happened. Hey, are any other schools still reaching out to you? Yeah, Texas and Oregon are still trying, but I'm committed to the Buckeyes. And then that little statement right there got turned into a story, a YouTube channel, or a YouTube show about Chris Henry Jr. now being on Flip Watch. I mean, that's just ludicrous. I mean, think that through, guys. If you're listening to this, think that through for a second. I mean, it's just wild. But here we go.
It's so crazy. The reason I don't like it, you cover every team. You could find legit stories that you could report on and actually talk about if you need content. Why are you making up stories? Especially, it always seems to be Ohio State. Why? Because it's the biggest brand, has the biggest audience, is going to get the most clicks. But if you did it for Georgia or Texas, like legit sources, Texas has a huge fan base. Like, just be honest with your reporting. That's it. Don't lie on kids. It's despicable.
Yeah. And I guess shame on us for giving them this screen time and saying their name. They're probably getting what they want, but they're doing it at the expense of a 17 and 18-year-old kid. That's what I don't like about it. Like what kind of picture do you think that paints to the rest of the nation that don't know these recruits? If you don't know Chris Henry Jr. and you watch a YouTube video and he say, I shut my recruitment down, and then you read a story 2 months later about how he's still talking to Texas and Oregon, what does that make you think about Chris Henry Jr.? It makes you think he's not a man of his word, when in fact he is, and that's a big time deal. But here we go. Trivia time. Trivia question worth 5 points. We're getting down to the wire here. We got less than a month, right, before this thing shuts down.
Yep.
It's September.
It's a couple weeks.
September 13th is the last question. It will be worth 7 points. The Natural is ahead right now with 20. Steely's right behind with 18. But here we go. How many yards did Michael Jenkins have in his Ohio State career to set the school record? How many yards did Michael Jenkins have in his career to set the school record? It's above 2,500. He said 9,000.
That's crazy.
Oh, there it is. Steely got it, dude.
Of course, Steely got it.
Yeah, Steely got
Never
it. Never
Steely actually shows up. He wins 9 out of 10 times.
Gets it right. There we go. Steely's in it. Now Steely has 8.
Hold on. I got to bring this up, brother. You could talk about what Steely has. I'm pulling this up. I'm about to address this from Capital City. Well, Julian's saying make it to halftime. Well, we know your boy didn't make it past one play after getting hit in the back and being concussed. He's not Eli Manning. He's not tough. I think he's overrated. I really want them to do an over-under. Does he finish the game? Because I promise you, if he's running, he's not finishing that game. He's going to have nightmares about the number 8, like Lathan Ransom smoked him. Guess who's wearing number 8 this year? Arvell Reese. 6'4", 240 pounds. He's going to smoke him, and he's faster than Arch. So good luck with that. Your season might be over week 1.
That's a good point. The Texas fans, they are latching on to this Julian saying is small thing, and I can't wait.
They better go watch his high school film. He had one of the worst offensive lines in the state of California. That boy is a pocket presence is ridiculous. All I know is you guys are going to be real quiet again. Y'all were talking before the Cotton Bowl. Y'all went MIA after the Cotton Bowl. You're going to be real quiet. You're talking now. You're going to be real quiet after, and you're going to be like, Sark can't get it done. He's a bad play caller. Only the first 15 plays. He's dumb. Why run a jet sweep? Why do this? Because you can't run on the middle. He watched all those goal line stops. You're calling them stupid. There was no other option. You weren't getting no passes in the end zone against BIA. You're not running up the middle on K-Mac and all our dogs from last season. So you tried to go outside, and we got Caleb Downs. The best safety in America is not close. Don't ever call Michael Taft on the same level as Caleb Downs. They're not even the same. It's not even close. Michael Taft playing nickel, Brandon Ennis is going to destroy him. I'm telling you right now, he's going to cook him. His draft stock is going down because guess what? You're playing the best wide receiver room in America, and all the scouts going to say, what did you do against Ohio State receivers if you're a DB? Y'all going to get exposed.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's we're going to be doing way more talking. We're going to be doing a show, I think Wednesday or Thursday, and talking about these things in particular. And we'll see who's right, man. Everybody wants to hate on Matt Patricia. I see. Speaking of that, he actually just put Matt Patricia in zone scheme coach going against Sark and Arch. Good luck. We can talk all we want, but the game has to be played, and we're going to see. We're going to see whose opinions and whose educated guesses are more on point here. So, Penn State,
I was hearing a lot of the same stuff about the Cotton Bowl, and I mean,
yeah. Texas has a good defense. I mean, we heard that about Tennessee had the best defensive line, and look what we did there. And
Oregon was going to boat race us. We were there in person, so you can't tell me anything. I watched it firsthand. Me and Dev sitting right next to each other.
Yeah. Penn State says no one scored more than 24 points. Yeah, that's probably the most realistic. you hear all these score predictions out there that goes in line with most people's score predictions. I will tell you my score prediction has somebody scoring more than 24 points, but I'm going a little bit haywire on it, going a different route with it. I got a little more faith in Julian Saint in these receivers, but we'll get into that on another show. Mello, do you have any closing thoughts?
The only thing I'll say is the team is sounding a lot like how they sounded before the Rose Bowl. So that doesn't bode too well for Texas. That's all I'm going to say.
You mean
our team, Ohio State. They're talking very similar talk as before the Rose Bowl. And I'm telling you, Ryan Day is a better coach than Sark. It's just flat out fact. Just look at their resumes. It's not even close.
Yeah, he just did it. We're going to dive into that for sure.
You know what I find that's puzzling? They're saying Texas has more talent, but if you look at the blue chip ratio, it's not. They don't have more talent than us.
They don't.
Like, what are people smoking?
Yeah, that's not a homer take either. That's a misconception that the national media, Paul Finney Ball started, and all these other guys. Like, if Texas is realistic, they completely understand that you cannot say you are more talented than Ohio State. You might be able to say you are as talented, but I mean, that can be proven.
Not if you're going off blue chip ratio, they can't even say that.
I know, but I'm saying, like, there are ways to quantify that and look that up and figure that out. But, that's just an unrealistic take. But anyway, tune in tomorrow, guys. We got a good show planned. And again, we'll see Chris Henry and Kane Dixon White get on here. Man, this Ohio State recruiting class is just fine. You heard about what's going on in the country. Confirmed. There's, teams are doing that. Again, that's not a guess over here. We have that on the best authority. You can get that on. So that's what Ohio State is up against. And if knowing that, what they're going up against, and they're still signing the best, one of the best players in each position group, that's pretty darn good, man. They're getting some good, good kids, good ethics, good morals. They fit the culture. They fit the mold of Buckeye, and we will see how this class ends. Mello, anything else?
Nope. I think it was good. I like all the Texas fans that come in here. You could talk. We'll talk directly back at you, but we're going to spit facts. We're not going to spit nonsense and feelings.
Yeah. For sure, man. Appreciate y'all for joining the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
You know what time it is.
Y'all. Yeah, we love
y'all. Roasting some steak. We're cooking that
Go
steak,
Buckeyes.
baby.
OH.
I-O.